Hello Year 12, this is a very quick video with some Wise Owl discussion points for an essay that could come up on the role of personality in stress. I suddenly realised how messy our office looks, I'll tidy that up later. Anyway, one Wise Owl point is that we can't at this stage be sure from the research how different types of personality may interact to affect stress. So the evidence suggests, although it is a bit mixed, that people who are type A are more likely to suffer from stress and people who are high in hardiness are less likely to suffer from stress. But it's not absolutely clear what may happen for someone who's high in type A but also high in hardiness. Are they more or less likely to suffer from stress? The other thing is that each of the personality factors that we've looked at, type A, type B and hardiness, have several components to them, and some of the research now is starting to show that not all of those components are important in causing stress. For example, in type A, the evidence is now suggesting that it may be the hostility that is more important, and some of the other things like some of the competitiveness may not be the factor that has the negative effects on people. And you can imagine if someone's quite hostile and irritable, they possibly will not just feel stress because they'll be feeling irritated and angry and activating their SAM system, but they're also not so likely to get support from other people that may help them with the difficulties and the stressful situations they're experiencing. Another factor that is worth considering as a Wise Owl discussion point is that there may be other factors that haven't been assessed by some of the research that may be more important than some of these personality factors, like somebody's tendency to ruminate, to chew over a problem. We're now starting to see that that seems to be a key factor in determining whether someone will react negatively and suffer emotional and physical problems in stressful situations. It's the extent to which they chew over and ruminate about the problem. Or the extent to which they tend to see things in a negative way. They sometimes call that negative affectivity. So someone who tends to always take the pessimistic view, so a bit like Eeyore from the Pooh Bear stories, where everything seems potentially going wrong. Another Wise Owl point is that, as you know, men and women may react differently to stress, and so we can't be sure that research that was done on one gender, and in the research you've looked at, it tends to be with men. We can't be sure whether those findings would also apply to the role of personality and stress in women. And finally, there are some practical implications. Some of those are quite positive, that we may be able to alter someone's personality to protect them from stress. For example, Hardy training aims to improve people's hardiness to protect them from stress. Or we might screen people who are going into stressful jobs, like the elite forces in the army, so that you pick people who are hardy. But that of course raises ethical issues, because you may be now using a personality questionnaire or a screening tool or an interview that may determine whether or not someone gets a certain job. In this case, soldiers in the elite, I think they call them the SEAL forces in the US. So we have to be absolutely certain that that questionnaire or that interview is a valid measure of that personality, because otherwise you may be inaccurately preventing someone from getting a job. So there are practical but also ethical issues with some of this research. So those are some Wise Owl points that you could use in an essay, or if it was something like discuss the role of personality in stress. Okay, bye!